Right, men, line up. Oh my God, look at my British army. They look amazing. Oh my God, my rifles are firing already. I didn't even realize. This is going to be a slaughter. Look at these boys. Come on, lads, I'm going to dismount. Who just shot my horse? No, who's... I'm going to pay for that. I'm going to pay for that so badly. Open fire, boys. We're going to push forward. This is my British line infantry, by the way. They're incredible. I think I actually have a few pikemen and grenadiers. Oh, yeah, there's a few pike... Okay, grenadiers, do you want to start? Oh, my God, the grenadiers are going mental. Guys, less grenades. You're going to hit me. You're going to hit... Stop, lads, stop it. Oh, my God. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing... It's just one guy. This is 1700s in Bannerlord. Empires of Europe 1700 is Bannerlord's pre-Napoleonic Wars mod. It's the age of muskets and gunpowder, and boy, there are cannons, there are muskets, there are rifles, there are pikes, there are saboteurs, and there are grenades. Pretty much everything that you could ever want within a modification, I'm going to be completely honest. It starts off letting you pick between pretty much every faction you can think of, from the British to the French, the Nordics, the Italians, the Portuguese, all the way down to Serbians. I mean, it's absolutely humongous, this mod. I've never really seen a mod that goes so in depth. You can be Turkish or Irish if you really want to, or Germans, or you can just recruit from every culture because it uses the Europe map. Now, if we have a look at the Europe map, it's kind of in conjunction with another modder as well. So it basically simulates the whole of Europe within the game, letting you go from the very north in Britain to all the way into Africa and, of course, into the east as well. And it fits perfectly within Empires of Europe, the 1700s. I could not have think of a better mod that actually fits within this modification itself. Troop trees are phenomenal. There's so much to explore, everything from line infantry, and of course you can go down to the regulars, the engineers, there's grenadiers that you can get involved in as well. I'm kind of playing as the British colonial militia in this bit of gameplay. I just wanted to have a nice line infantry brigade, but you have to be very careful of bandits because they do have muskets as well, which can be a little bit deadly. Oh, also the amount of custom lords that are in this. There's, I think, 170 something custom made lords, because the factions, of course, are made by countries, but they all have houses that lords own within them. So you might attack a faction that you think is one of the minor factions from Bannerlord, but it actually wages you a war with Denmark, and then you're in real trouble. So, my first battle against the bandits. It was an interesting one. A volley went off straight away, and I all of a sudden realized this was not the Bannerlord that I have known and got the grips with. So, all the bandits also have muskets because they're kind of like militia lads. My guys are pretty much on par with them. So, unlike Bannerlord, where you have to sort of run rings and circles around bandits on your horse with a bow, it's fine. However, with this, because all the bandits have muskets, they're pretty much on par with you, so you really need to be focusing on numbers. You see, nobody has armor against a musket ball. Okay, there is some variation within the mod depending on what you're wearing, and of course the pikemen have breastplates and things like that. But it just means that everybody's a lot more of on a plain field when it comes to difficulty. You can see that eventually my British colonial militia do a better job because they are more accurate, and of course I do have a few more men. But you can't go up against hordes and hordes of bandits in the same way because you will just get picked off. Also, when you get your guys to charge, they pull out axes and it's kind of fun. But I do just like doing line infantry shooting. Now, one of the main issues is you can't really do volley fire because it hasn't been added in the mod. And of course, you can set, like Mount and Blade Bannerlord, them to pull out their melee weapons and hold fire. But as soon as you get them to then fire at will again, hoping they'll do volley fire, well, some of them just start reloading because they don't know how to reload in conjunction. I hope that's added in. I hope volley fire is added in, or maybe I've just missed it. So if the mod developers around, please let me know because it would be absolutely awesome. This is the part where we just sort of point blank shoot at them. I've actually lost 2 of my guys, which is kind of pathetic for the start, but I'm getting my levels up. You do also get your levels up like normal Bannerlord. A crossbow, by the way, is the equivalent of using a musket. They just haven't changed it to be musket skills yet. That was a cool little headshot there. Fantastic. So we win our first battle against the bandits. The next stage... Oh, by the way, you can see there's Stonehenge there because the Europe map does have all the kind of places that you'd expect. I think I'm actually standing on top of the rocks of Stonehenge. But this battle, I just decided to auto-resolve. It's a pretty easy one, and I just trust my men. They managed to do it. But I wanted to show off a hideout. So you bring in your guys as usual. And it does look like a normal Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord hideout. I currently don't have much nice regalia on at this point in time, but I will very, very soon. It might be a little bit dark, so I'm going to try and brighten the screen a little bit for you. Now, one of the reasons that I'm doing this as a post commentary is because the mod is huge, meaning that it might not work if you don't have a beast of a computer. It might work on your mid machines. Just try it out, but I would pay attention. It's on Steam Workshop, so it will be the easy installs as you'd expect. However, the thing is, the loading times between battles are a little bit longer than I expect, and it kind of just makes for not the most interesting gameplay. The other reason that it's being post commentated rather than live commentated is because I forgot to record my microphone. Also, you've got grenades, and they also have grenades. You can see I'm having a grenade battle with somebody. Yeah, that's part of this mod. And the level up has begun. I've recruited some more troops, and they look beautiful. We've got some hussars. Now, hussars are great in melee. Now, the problem with melee troops here is because... Oh my god, what a nice volley. The problem with melee troops is the enemy have muskets, so when you go up and fight, I might lose quite a few people. But also, we can sort of dragoon around. Horse. I took so much damage there. Also, Agatha the Huntress, I've recruited her into my party. She's... Yeah, the companions are still from regular Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, but that's fine. We'll ignore that. I'm going to give her a nice hat in a bit. Oh, yeah, I've given myself a nice hat. I've got a bicorn hat. Is this a bicorn or a tricorn? It looks like a bicorn. Agatha the Huntress, I think, has a tricorn at some point. But me and my nice little new blue suede shoes are going on a bit of a rampage with the grenades. They can be quite fun to use. But that was a pretty easy battle. We need to do something a little bit bigger, but that means a bit more exploring, I think. Okay, boys, this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. I've never fought in a forest before. However, I have kind of lower tier troops. I've got a nice mix between riflemen, so you can go down the left path and you can get irregulars that turn into rangers and riflemen, like the 95th Rifleman. And of course, you go down the right path and you get line infantry, or you... Oh my god, it's camels. I didn't even know these guys were camels. This is a caravan that I decided to attack. It's a pretty tricky battle because camels are something that my men just haven't fought before, and they don't know what they're doing, especially when it's fighting within the woods. Now, my hussars seem to be doing an okay job. My horse has now run off, much like the intro sequence, where the enemy just seemed to shoot at my horse constantly, and he runs off, so I end up having to go into the line with my men. There's a camel walking through my men. That's really inconvenient. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. Okay, I'm getting my guys to hold fire because I'm trying to volley fire, but it just doesn't work. As you can see, people are just reloading, and no one's doing anything in sync. I think probably I should get my hussars to go forward in a little bit because they don't have too many men left, but they're quite far away. So my line infantry just don't do a fantastic job at this kind of range. Should we just... Yeah, excuse me, mate. Can we move forward? Thank you. I've been hit again. Fortunately, it meant I gained a skill in medicine, which is always nice. It's kind of bittersweet. As you get shot in the abdomen, at least you gained a skill. Now, my musket seems to do a good job of knocking people unconscious. I don't have too much ammo because I swapped it for this ammo that is kind of more spready and knocks people unconscious, but it does, as you can see there, do collateral damage. Yes, you can shoot through multiple people at once, and my god, it is absolutely incredible. Oh my god, look at his hat. They do have nice hats. It is a thing of beauty. Can we sort of wrap this battle up, because I would like to move on to something a little bit bigger than just fighting caravans. No? Okay, we're just advancing. Yeah, if you get your men to charge, they will still continuously fire and move forward. A little bit like crossbows in the main game. I think they've actually been programmed exactly the same. But hopefully my hussars can just... I think it's one guy left. Just slash the last boy. Just, we need his goods. We need his caravan-ness. Let's... Okay, I think that was him. I think he just got court-martialed by my men. Jesus Christ, that was kind of horrific. Okay, let's see the damages. We lost 4 men and 1 to wounded. That's not too bad. Okay, well, I'm gonna fight the tournament. The musket tournaments are always a little bit strange because it's basically you versus multiple balls flying at you, and unless it's a Friday night and I'm getting paid for it, I'm not really into that. So every time you go into one of these these arenas, it's always kind of a bit odd because you're trying to just reload and shoot as fast as possible and hope the enemy doesn't reload and shoot you before. So skill doesn't come into it too much because everybody's just standing still shooting at each other. There are a few kind of funny moments where my teammates just get absolutely demolished. And then finally taking out this guy because me and him doing a 1v1 musket duel, well, it gets a bit intense. And the army has grown. Here are a few of my rangers, here are a few of my guys on here. I've got some, you see, some dragoons on the side. Oh my god, it's awesome. So we're fighting against the Western Caravan, and they have quite a lot of men, but fortunately, what is going on with those rains over there? Jesus Christ, man. I'm just going to get my cavalry to move back. The cavalry tends to go on a few suicide missions, and it's not the most advantageous to mine or their survival, so you've got to keep them in control a little bit. I don't know where my men are going either. It's always a little bit tricky when everybody's classified as an archer, and you can see there are a few people with no legs because just they don't have their trousers rendered. There are a few things like that, but let's just try and take this caravan out. Okay, men, fire if you would like to. Thank you. A few more shots into them would be nice. Oh my god, you're taking so many hits. They have much better range than me, so I'm going to move my guys forward. If I'm going to be honest, though, I should probably charge my cavalry in. Just because they are just in a pit. Oh, there we go. There are the musket balls going in. You also, just like crossbows within the game, you gain so many levels in tactics because you're able to just sit men at the back. They do their thing rather than F1 and F3ing. You're able to actually get some proper tactical advantages. Luckily, there aren't really many cases of friendly fire here. Otherwise, this would be very, very tricky because you'd be just shooting your cavalry all the time. Cavalry is just not nearly as effective as it is in the regular Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, I've noticed. They kind of seem to run rings, and when everyone's got muskets, they're basically just sitting in, well, barrels to be shot at. Okay, guys, can we just finish off these last few? Everybody seems kind of like they're able to take 2 shots from what I've seen, unless it's a headshot. But even then, yeah, it's kind of a 2-shot thing. Come on, last one. There he goes. Good job, men. Appreciate it. The next stage of our battles takes us, well, kind of just chasing after as many caravans as possible. So close. Come back. Oh, by the way, I've made it to Amsterdam, so we crossed from England out. Fighting many of the Europeans now. I will actually head down into Africa in a little bit, and as you'll see in the final siege, my god, it's absolutely huge, the siege that I play at the end of this. So this is my little army trying to take out the caravan. They took quite a bit of a beating, but what I've decided to do is split them up into 2 different little portions. Much like when you're playing crossbows within the original game, it's kind of better to make different units, even if you have the same infantry when it comes to archers or projectile guys, because they're able to get different angles. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing here. My cavalry force is dwindling a little bit, I'm going to be completely honest. But this is actually a bit of gameplay on horseback, because I've kind of dismounted from my horse quite a bit, and I wanted to show you what it's like actually fighting on horseback. This is where things are starting to get really, really nice for me and my guys. Taking so many shots, and I love the smoke effects in this. It's absolutely incredible how beautifully designed it is. Now, it is still very early, but the mod has so much content, and I think this is the way that you should do modding within any game, but specifically Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. It's about the content. People are used to Mount and Blade as a game. They're used to it generally not being the most refined thing in the world, but they love the huge battles. They love the different styles of battles, the different weapons that you can use, the upgrade trees, the sieges that you can do. It's so incredible. Okay, that was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever done. There's a little fight going on over here. But people want more content. They don't particularly care if some of it's a bit janky. I mean, you can see my head morphing through the custom wig that this mod has added in. And it's fine. People don't care. I'm sure there will be only 3 comments about that in the comments down below. But I think the real thing is trying to get as much to do within a mod as possible. And, well, Empires of Europe does that fantastically. Okay, so we've won this battle. I think it's time for you to be shown one of the coolest sieges I've ever done. I join in with another faction, so it is a huge one. But me and my few guys, we decided to lead the charge through the breach. Okay, let's get into this. This is what everybody has been waiting for. Right, I'm in Africa. There's a siege going on. I'm going to see if I can join them. 554 versus 215. These guys are screwed. Also, they're just militia. Look, oh my word, there's cannons. Okay, I didn't actually realize there were cannons within this mod. That's pretty nice. I can't wait to see them in action. This is going to be absolutely impeccable work. Also, these loading screens, bloody hell, they do take their goddamn okay. Wow. Where are my guys? That's the more important bit. So they have a lot of swordsmen. Oh no, they all have muskets on them. They just don't seem to be using them. We got the custom banner as well. Oh my god, this is incredible. This is the kind of thing that you need this mod for. Cannons. Oh, there's one of the cannons over there. Okay, I want to see this thing fire. Go on, load it up, boys. Load that thing up. Yep, there we go. Okay, he's just put a rock inside a cannon. That's fine. I'll let him off this time. See, that's the thing. Like, janky things, they're fine. People don't care. We still got battering ram. Oh my god, look at the rock go. So the rock still fires like it's being fired out of a tree. They are getting so many kills, as you'd probably expect, because defending a siege with muskets. I mean, one of the most... Okay, it looks like the tables have all of a sudden turned. I'm going to actually lead the breach here because we might not be contributing too much. Here are a few of my guys. The red shirts are my men, the British, because the faction I'm helping is a North African faction, I think. So they do also have muskets, but can you let me through? I'm trying to do something heroic here. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to throw a grenade into the breach. Come on, let's try and get it over the... Jamila. I've just killed Jamila. Is that not the Lord that I'm supposed to be helping? Okay, let's hope he doesn't remember. See if we can actually, like, just throw some over this. This is not going... I've killed Ahmed. He is actually the leader. I've killed all the friendly lords by accident, but now, there we go. I can start getting a few more kills in there. Beautiful. Oh my god. The breach has been breached. Look at this. This is incredible. Okay, well, also something you might notice is that you're able to get a lot more breaches within this mob just because you're sieging with cannons rather than trebuchets, so you're able to get them up and running as fast as possible, and they will just breach incredibly fast. Have we won this breach? I think we have. Uh-oh. I'm on really low health here. I need to be very, very careful. I'm going to go up onto the walls where there's a few less men. I can sort of 1v1 people. As I said, 1v1. Stop blocking. Stop. Maybe I should change. That's better. Okay, so we've got through the breach. My men are doing a good job. I think I've lost quite a few of them. There's a fight going on in the courtyard, but I think we might have taken it. That is insane. All in all, Empires of Europe 1700 has to be one of the biggest and most advanced Bannerlord mods that I have played so far. If you want muskets, if you want a single player mod, this is the one for you, and it is only growing. Remember though, it is goddamn huge, so just make sure you've cleared some space.